Mind Gap Podcast.
Hey everybody, welcome to Mind Gap Podcast. I'm Doug, and I've got a great co-host in the cockpit with me this week. He's the goose to my Maverick. That might be a little self-aggrandizing. Maybe I'm the goose to his Maverick. We'll find out. But he's stepping in once again to fill the shoes of Justin Strandland. Welcome back, Noah Readout.
Hello. Aren't Goose and Maverick the same guy?
Noah,
I've never seen the movie.
Noah, we're gonna take a moment to unpack that.
Because Goose is Tom Cruise, right?
Goose is not Tom Cruise.
Okay, so Tom Cruise is Maverick.
Tom Cruise is Maverick. All right, we've got one side of the equation. So
okay, so then Goose is the guy that the Fantastic Four guy, Reed Richards in the Fan Four stick.
Miles Teller.
Is that Goose?
That's Goose's son.
Mm.
Because spoiler alert,
Fletchling.
Goose dies in the original Top Gun movie.
Okay, well, it's on my watch list. Spoilers.
Well, I mean, come on, man.
I was going to get there eventually.
Everybody knows. And
I didn't know.
Sorry, man. Sorry to ruin a movie that came out in 1986 or whenever it came
Yeah, it's
out.
probably not even that good anyway. So I'm not
honestly,
worried about it.
It's a movie that I'm like, I want to show Natalie Top Gun Maverick because she enjoyed The Martian. And I'm like, you know what? She might enjoy Top Gun Maverick for the same sort of like thrill sort of stuff. But I'm like, I shouldn't need to see the first one. And that first one is tough to watch. I think even like at the time you're like, oh wow, this is pretty cool. And you rewatch it now. I'm like, poof, this has got some 80s stank all over it, man. It's rough.
I know the volleyball scene.
Oh yes. Yeah, it's a sweaty one.
Which I've heard there's also there's one in the second one too.
It's not volleyball, but there is a sort of like throwback to that. To that sort of thing. It's less. No, there's definitely some some shinied up chests and things like that as they're sweaty. But that first movie, it's like, whew, there's just, it's a lot. It's hard for me listening to like 80s soundtracks that are like, original score, and it's really heavy on the synth. Because I'm just like, oof. It doesn't do much for me. So I've always struggled with it. But I don't know. Hey, listen, you got probably, since you're getting through it, it's worth watching it once.
We'll get there.
Top Gun Maverick is infinitely better. So, which shocked me.
I've heard it's good.
It's excellent. And honestly, in my opinion, it has no business being that good. Absolutely doesn't. For as many years as it came out after the original, I was like, what are we doing? This is crazy. But it turned out to be, I refused to go see it. Everyone's like, dude, it's excellent. I'm like, ugh. And I watched it. I'm like, it's fucking good, man. It's fucking good. So
yeah, I gotta watch Clockwork Orange first.
Oof. I don't know if I've seen that all the way through in its entirety. I've seen bits and pieces. I've seen like the initial scene that's a lot.
Yeah.
And then I've seen the part where he gets his eyes like pinned open and he's like watching stuff and they're like putting drops in his eyes. I was like, that's intense. So,
yeah. That's intense.
It's like, whatever.
Gotta do it though.
Yeah, sure. I guess.
My journey to see all the films.
So what are like the next 5 movies that are on your list? Like what do you got?
So I have my watch list, which is currently like 120 movies.
Nice.
I'm at almost 800 of 1,000.
That's awesome.
Which is my goal. And it is kind of just vibe based. I'm like, I have like a handful that I want to watch that I want to prioritize, but then I'm like, I don't know if I like want to watch something funny. I'll like look at the list and look for something funny. If I want to watch something more action packed, like that's why I started watching all of the James Bonds.
Nice.
It was just like, I kind of want to watch just like a popcorn blockbuster, and like that's why I watched Casino Royale. And then I was like, well, I got to watch the rest of these now. So then I did that. I don't know though. It's
okay. Give me one that you're like looking forward to, and give me one that you're like, I have to watch it, but I'm kind of like not looking forward to it.
I am truly not really looking forward to Clockwork Orange. I've heard some horrible things. But I'm very much looking forward to finishing David Lynch's filmography.
Okay.
I have Eraserhead to get through, and I have what is the one?
Lost Highway?
Laura Dern. Not Lost Highway. There is a Straight Story, which I am kind of looking forward to as like the normal David Lynch movie.
Is there such a thing?
Apparently. But man, what was that one? Oh, Inland Empire. I'm looking forward to.
I'm not familiar with a whole lot of his filmography. I do remember catching Lost Highway when I was too young to be watching that movie. I remember Nine Inch Nails had a song on the soundtrack called Perfect Drug. And they had a music video out, and it was like from that. And I was like, oh, wow, I love this song. I bet that movie's going to be cool. And I remember watching the movie and getting about a third of the way through and being like, I don't fucking get what's happening. This is insane. What is this? And then I was like, years later, I was like, I was just a kid. I didn't understand life. It's time to watch it. And then I got to that same point. I'm like, nope, still don't fucking get what's happening here. Nope. This is wild.
That's like his thing though, is that absurdist, like, I'll be honest, I still haven't finished Twin Peaks. I've started it and restarted it probably 6 times over the last 6 years. Because I'm like, I've gotten maybe halfway through season 2, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna go back and start at the beginning, and then I just don't get there. But man, like, Blue Velvet was very good. Just watched that for the first time. The Dune, I thought was a lot of fun.
Sure, yeah, like that one's wild. The whispered inner monologue is a lot, you know.
Mulholland Drive is super good.
I hear that one's
like
great.
I've really come to love the absurdist. Just I mean, this is just the style. This is just everything has like that intention. But maybe it's not our job to understand what that intention is. A movie I just watched recently
didn't understand Lost Highway. I'll tell you that much. I had to look up. I'm like, explain this movie to me, please. I don't get it.
We just watched Beau is Afraid recently with Joaquin Phoenix. And that was the most Lynchian, non-Lynch film that I think I've ever seen.
I've heard that about that.
Because it was very all over the place. It was very absurd, but in a very cool, interesting, uncomfortable way.
It is something to be said when you watch a movie that either you didn't understand or you didn't like, but you're still thinking about it. You know, you're just like, okay, why am I still processing? And I think that's Mark. Like, I just recently watched Marty Supreme, and it was a tough watch, but you know what? I give it 4 out of 5 stars.
That's on the list.
4 out of 5 stars. Like, incredibly acted. Like, I was engrossed in the film. I just hate Marty Mauser. I think he's a piece of shit, and I have a hard time following around a guy that's a piece of shit. So it was really tough. And I was like, yeah, okay. I remember checking the time code. I'm like, fuck, there's a whole hour left. I'm like, God damn it. Like, can we be done?
But I still watching The Founder.
Oh, yeah.
Like, damn, Ray Kroc sucked.
Yeah. The only other one I did that with was Alexander. I convinced Jill to go to the movie theater to see it because I was like, oh, this is going to be cool because I love Gladiator. I'm like, Alexander's going to be great. Alexander, they're great. But I remember I convinced her. She didn't want to go. And I was like, look, come on. If you do this, I'll watch 3 movies that you want to watch. And she's like, fine. And we get in there and we're watching it. I kept waiting for it to get good. And then I remember checking my watch and there was like an hour and a half left. I remember I leaned over to her. I go, I am so sorry. Like, I'm so sorry for convincing you to do this. This is rough. This is not what I expected. And I'm so sorry. I'm like, wow. That was a tough one.
I tried to get one of my brothers to watch Grave of the Fireflies. And he's a very in touch with his emotions dude. And he texted me like 30 minutes in and he was like, I can't. I'm like already sobbing. I'm like, oh yeah, so you're just at like the mom dying, like the first part of the movie. Right. It gets so much worse. If you can't, then you can't. And that's fine. It's a tough watch.
You know what's wild? And makes me, I didn't find it to be that tough to watch. And I have a child. I don't know. Like I liked it. I was like, it's incredibly sad. Yeah. But I was also just like, I don't know, man, that's life right now. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Like people just like, people ignoring people and whatever.
They're cartoons. They're not real.
Well, I think it was also very pertinent to now. I'm like, yeah, this isn't this just thing to consider. This is just now. But it was like really, really well done. So I definitely think that's worthwhile. That's cool. Well, good luck on your film journey. I can't wait to hear more about it.
I did just get a book too, gifted to me. That is 1001 movies to watch before you die. Ooh. A lot of them I have seen. A lot of them are on my list. Right. Yeah. But it starts with Journey to the Moon, 1903, which I have seen. But then it goes up to 2004. So it's still a quite old book. I was going through it, and I
graduated in 2005 from college. It's like, that's an old book. I'm like,
it is.
You know, just the other day I asked Natalie, I go, Natalie, is it weird to you that I was born in 1983? She goes, yeah. Like, I was born in the 1900s, and she thinks that's crazy. And I was like, I get it, I guess. You know, when I was,
it was a long time ago.
I mean, when I was in the 90s and was thinking about the 70s, I'm like, God, that seems like ages ago. And I'm like, it was 20 years. You know, but I was like, the 70s is a completely different time. And now I'm like, what's 20 years ago from now? 2006. You know, I'm just like, yeah, to be like, yeah, it's quite an old book. It stops in 2004. I'm like, shit.
But I was noticing when I was reading through it that a lot of them I hadn't looked through, and I was actually surprised to find that there were a lot of foreign films in there, but not just like the French films or like the spaghetti westerns, but there's like Indian and Chinese films that I've never heard of before. I'm like, okay, cool. So it's not just like those types. But it was like 1940-ish is where anything before that I pretty much missed out on, with the exceptions of like Metropolis, Trip to the Moon. Like,
so you said anything before the 1940s?
Right.
And you still haven't seen Fight Club?
I have seen Fight Club.
Okay. You haven't seen Top Gun?
No, I haven't seen Top Gun.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying.
But there's still like 500, 600 movies in this book.
Update your statement, Noah. Get a writer, pay the price, all right?
Which I don't think Fight Club's even in there. But that was, I don't know.
2004. I mean, it was out before that. It was a 99 film, I believe. Yeah. Anyway.
So not even worth my fucking time. If it's not in this book by this guy, I don't know.
Book, fuck you.
Full of other things. Yeah. But I'm excited. I'm gonna go through my current like Letterboxd watch list first, and then I'll go like, if I'm feeling it, I'll just go through that and maybe pick a year or something and be like, what's something from this year that I could watch? Yeah. But I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it because there's so many things that I haven't seen. I still haven't seen like Alien.
Oh man, that's so good.
I just watched Ghostbusters for the first time this year.
Oh, what did you think of that? As like the original?
It was really good. I loved it. It
held
a ton
up.
Of fun. Yeah, I think so.
That's fascinating to me because like I don't know, especially you being an adult and watching that because I grew up with that movie. I watched that movie crazy amount of times as a kid.
It was not what I was expecting it to be, honestly.
So what did you expect it to be?
It kind of ventured into more like angels and demons than I thought it was going to.
Yeah.
Than like just specters and ghouls.
Yeah.
It was like, we got like full on. We opened up a portal to another dimension, and these not just like see-through sheet ghosts. It's like monsters. Like, legit, oh shit, okay,
undead coming back to life, and yeah, that was cool. That's so interesting because I've said this many times before, but it's like asking someone who's an adult to watch like Goonies for the first time. Yeah, if you didn't grow up with
which also did a couple years ago.
It's like that's got to be a wild experience, and I can't wait for Natalie. Like, I'm curious for her to watch Jaws. And to be like, do you think this is going to look fake? Are you still going to be interested by it? But I watched Alien's such a good one, man. That's
Alien's on the list. Jurassic Park was also another one that I was like, I just somehow never saw it, and so I had to go out of my way to. Well, so we watched the third one first, and that was goofy. I'd never seen any of them, so we started with this third one.
Why?
And it was,
Why'd you start with the third one?
It was goofy. It was very goofy, silly.
That's one of the most forgettable ones. I remember going to theater and watching it and being like, this movie sucks, man.
But then I went back and I was like, okay, I have to watch the first one now. Yeah. And it was good.
It's
I love
solid,
Jeff
man.
Goldblum.
That one holds up.
I love Laura Dern.
Oh, it holds up so well. It's so well done. That's so cool. Wow. I'm so pumped, man. Like, this is so great. Like, it definitely, you know, keep us posted in the old Discord.
Yes,
and on Letter. Where can people find you on Letterboxd if they want to follow you?
I'm Gunchpot on Letterboxd.
Nice. He's Gunchpot.
I'm Gunchpot on everything.
Yes.
But I do star rank and text review all of the movies that I watch now. So
that's cool. It's worth it, y'all. Check it out. So I have a question for you. You have a dog, an adorable dog named Spaghetti. Mm-hmm. Is Spaghetti much of a hunter? Like, when you let her outside, are you like, oh shit, squirrels, you better get out of here? Or,
no.
She,
especially when she was like a puppy, she would like chase things, but she wouldn't go for the kill. She was just like, get out of my property, mostly.
Okay.
Like, the damn deer, get off my lawn.
Damn deer. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Yeah, she did. She freaked me out one time because she like hard booked it after a deer once, and she hopped the chain link fence to go after it. And I was like, wait, no, you go where I can't follow. You need to come back now. And that was very soon after we got her.
I'd be curious if my dog saw a deer, what they would do, because that's bigger than that.
Yeah.
So I'd be curious to know what that would be like. Well, I only bring it up because on Mother's Day morning, I went downstairs to let the dogs out, and I was like, you know, I got to take a shit, and I prefer to shit downstairs because our bathroom is on next to the bedroom, and I don't want to. It's got a super powered flush. I don't want to wake Jill up and things like that. So I'm like, go downstairs to take a shit. I'm like, let the dogs out while I'm doing it. And all of a sudden, Bruno turns into a fucking bloodhound when he sees something in our yard. He starts going, he just like starts going fucking nuts. So here I am taking a massive dump, and I just hear him doing this, and I'm like, God damn it. Like, I can't do anything. And so I'm like trying to take a shit, trying to wipe my ass, and then he's still going. I'm like, whatever's out there, it's probably not good at this point in time. So as I get out, I'm just walking to the back door in my boxers, and I look out. He's got a big fucking rabbit in his mouth, and he's just going, and this thing is fucking dead, annihilated. No. And I'm like leaning out I'm like, Bruno, shouting, and like my voice echoes throughout the detention pond to the neighborhood. I'm like, drop it. And he just stares at me, and he's just like breathing. He's just like got this massive fucking rabbit, and he's just like holding it. He starts like sashaying forward with it, and I was like, God damn it. So like I had to run upstairs, get dressed, come outside in my sandals, and then like it's just sitting down now. Loki's coming over to sniff it. I'm like, get out of here. And Bruno just comes walking up the door. He's breathing. He's like, I fucking did it, Dad. I fucking got him. Got him. And then I had to take care of goddamn disposal of this massive rabbit. This thing is fucking huge. And I'm like, I'm taking like the poop thing that I have, the little shovel, and I'm like, yeah, chucking it into the detention pond. And I was like, God,
dinner.
Damn it. I was like, someone's gonna enjoy this. And like within 10 minutes, there's a crow out there pecking out its eyes. I'm like, awesome, cool. Well, the circle of life, baby. And I was like, Jesus Christ, man, that's crazy.
Yeah,
like,
that's tough. I don't think Spaghetti knows blood.
Okay, well, that's good. Don't let her. Don't let her. The thing was, I wasn't mad at him. I just didn't want him to start trying to eat it. That was my concern. Right. I was like, do not eat that. Like, I'm not mad at him. He's doing his job. It's his instinct. He's like, if you're in my yard, get out or else, And this is the second rabbit he's killed. The first one he killed happened when Natalie was going outside to catch fireflies with Jill. And Bruno went out, and there was a rabbit, and Natalie got to witness him murder a rabbit. She got to hear the rabbit's death cry, its squeal, and it traumatized her. And I felt awful for it because I ran out there, and she's like standing in the doorway crying. I'm like, get inside, because I just didn't want her to see it, and whatever. And then, of course, I was trying to get that thing out of there, and it was like still having like, nervous system twitches. I was like, gross, weird, get it out of here. But by morning, that thing was long gone. I think Coyote's got it. That thing was like out of here, like circle of life, baby. But man,
he's feeding the local wildlife.
Yeah, I get so pissed off when these creatures come roaming in our backyards. I'm like, there's shit back here and there's piss. Like, you have to know that something else lives here. I was like, really? This is I saw a rabbit the other day. I was just sitting in our back area, just nibbling on some leaves in the back planter area, and the dogs are losing their mind. I'm like, you can't do that anywhere else. Like, that big fat ass bunny. I'm like, how'd you even get in here?
Just
Like,
not within the confines of the fence.
I was like, how the hell did you get in here? Like, you just, he probably had his way out, but he only knew the one way out and he couldn't get to it because there was 2 dogs, 70-pound dogs chasing him down. I was just like, Jesus Christ. And then I made Jill a cake for her birthday, and I'm trying to be a good boy. So I will finish the cake on behalf of the family. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. So she was giving some cake to the neighbors, and the neighbor goes, got a rough morning over there, huh? I think they witnessed it because their dog pays attention to what's going on in our yard. And she's like, kind of saw what happened over there. And I was like, yeah, it was a tough morning. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, it's brutal, man. I was like, I don't need to tell Natalie about that today. That's fine.
Nah, that's fine.
She doesn't need to know. And then, of course, this morning I let them out, and there's a fucking squirrel mid-stride across the yard, and they're both like, and I was like, come on, no, god damn it. Thankfully, that thing got in the tree, but I was just like, God, this sucks. I have to look so carefully before I let them out.
Right.
There's one day 2 ducks were taking a nap in our backyard. I was like, guys, worst place to nap.
Go.
You got to get out of here. My neighbors, the ducks laid an egg in the yard. And I'm like, because 2 years in a row, some rabbit made a little nest and had babies in our yards. And both times didn't end well. We tried to protect them, but ultimately, I know if you know this, but baby rabbits are incredibly like prone to dying. Like more so, like the fact that there is any bunnies existing in this world is shocking because of how sensitive they are to sounds. If I were to ride my mower past them, they would probably die from the shock of the sound. They are so fragile. And also, it's like if the mother thinks that it's not safe, she won't come back. So both times, I'm pretty sure that's what happened. And I was like, great. Now I get to throw baby bunnies back into the detention pond. This is fun. I love this. I love being the dad. This is great. Things are great.
Yeah.
But anyway, enough about that.
These things happen. It's just
nature's metal, baby. It's metal. I can't get mad at the dogs. They're doing their job.
Just being dogs.
They're just being dogs. Natalie asked me, she goes, why do dogs do that? I'm like, I don't know, man. That's just they're like, get out of my yard.
They love eating stuff. They're bred to hunt and stuff.
They eat shit. They eat grass. They chase bunnies. It's how they roll.
Yeah. Same,
right? Well, no, I'm so glad you're back on here because you are a gamer through and through.
I'm a gamer.
One of the many aspects of
with a Y.
With a Y. And I think it's always fun to sort of chat about unique things. And you brought up this really great concept because you mentioned there's a new game out called Mixtape. And from my understanding, it's kind of like a Claire Obscure kind of like play style where is that kind of correct? Like
I think it's honestly more of like an interactive experience. I think it's less of a game, more cutscene based with maybe some quick time events and then just like mini games that are all like, yeah, we're just going to do like this cool, unique mechanic and then we're going to move on to the next thing. Gotcha. I think of something that I saw was like, this is, you could probably beat this game in like 4 hours and it's maybe like 2.5 hours of cutscenes.
Okay.
Very short, but like has some cool stuff going on. It's like a jukebox musical type beat too. And for a game called Mixtape, I would hope that the soundtrack's good.
I would hope so. I feel like when I watched the trailer, and that's probably where I misinterpreted it, it kind of looked like you would do things to sort of like coordinate attacks or whatever, and it was like music theme sort of stuff. So I only saw one trailer whenever I saw it, so I didn't follow it. So I
remember when it was announced a few years ago, and it's been on my radar, and then it just kind of dropped. I'm excited to play it. I haven't played it yet, but it's kind of got the vibe of like a Life is Strange. It's a coming of age story of like a bunch of teens on their last night before they're like going off to college or whatever. It seems cool, but yeah, the opus of this topic was that I approached you with was the first thing that I saw of it when like gameplay dropped was this French kissing mini game. So it's like an X-ray of the inside of two characters' mouths, and you're controlling the tongue as they're like dancing around each other. And I'm like, geez, that's not wild. Something I've ever seen before. So like, what other mechanics are like unexpected video game mechanics of day-to-day things, or just interesting mechanics that I've never seen before or only seen once.
Exactly. By the way, Natalie was like, "Hey, what are you talking about tonight?" Oh, I was like, "Oh, I'm talking about games with Noah." She goes, "Oh yeah, what kind of games?" And I told her, I was like, "Oh yeah, this is a game called Mixtape," and they have a section where you have to like do a mini game where you're French kissing, and she's like, "Whoa." And we had a whole discussion about French kissing and like what it is and why people do it. And she's like, "So what's it even like? Like, do you just like wrap your tongue around the other person's tongue?" And I'm like, "Kinda." She goes, "Ugh." She goes, "Who does it?" I go, "Your mom and I did that." She goes, "Oh." I go, "Hey, here's the other thing. We had sex to make you." And she's like, "Well, that's okay. But you French kissed?" I was like, "Yeah." Describing it to someone who's never done it before, I go, "Listen, it sounds weird. I know it sounds crazy." She goes, "A regular kiss, I get," but she goes, "Why the tongue?" I'm like, "Don't know." But
I don't get regular kissing at all.
Yeah. Just a little
doesn't make any sense. Why do we do it?
A little smoochy.
The sound you make is fictional. You make the sound. You don't have to.
Yeah.
We do that.
Yeah. Well, just like they put bubbles in soap to let us know that it's working. You know,
right?
The bubbles don't actually do anything.
I do love the bubbles though.
There you go. And I love it, so there we go.
Same way that I love
it. So anyway, I did a little bit of research and I found several games that have unique components to them, and I'm going to run through some of these and we can kind of talk about them as we go. First one being, I think it's pronounced Shenmue. It came out on the Sega Dreamcast in 1999, and this particular game, there's an element where you get a literal forklift job to kill time between story beats.
Yes, I think it is just Shenmue.
Oh, Shenmue. Okay,
but yeah, oh man, I remember this game.
Okay, so you played this one.
I think I've played a demo disc of it at one point. I don't think I've actually played it. But it feels very like Yakuza series adjacent.
Yes, it does have Yakuza vibes. And so the whole point is like you clock in, you drive pallets, you collect a paycheck, and it's tagged as one of like the first open world game that makes boredom part of the experience, like intentionally, which I find fascinating because especially in 1999, like I would find that being fascinating now in 1999 to be like, let's get a boring day job in here, as part of like, you got to go do this before you get to the next story beat. I think that's a wild and bold
I love
choice.
that. 'Cause there's so many games now like Red Dead Redemption and Horizon and just like where they'll put like poker in. They're like, yeah, here's like a thing that you can do to bide your time. But it's never like, yeah, you're going to go do like a warehouse job for an hour. Mm-hmm. It's just, and if you fuck up, you don't get paid, or you don't
get to progress the game. Like this is what you have to do. It's like literal real world grinding is what it is.
It's something that I kind of liked about Final Fantasy 15. I know that's not heralded as one of the best Final Fantasy games, but I loved the like. Yeah, these are just like four dudes and they're just like in a car and you just like drive around and you have to like stop and get gas and you have to like eat and just, I'm like, this is like kind of the best road trip game that exists.
When you put it that way, you take out
outside
the
the context of Final Fantasy, it's just like a good road trip game.
In a game, with a game series that's like full of just fantastical elements and some of the most memorable characters and stories of all time, it's like, hey, here's a road trip. Which is wild. I find that absolutely fascinating. Here's another one I'm pretty sure I've seen before, never played, again from the Dreamcast, is Seaman. It's Seaman.
Yes, Seaman. I have heard of this.
You essentially raise a fish with a human face using a microphone.
Yeah.
And it insults you. It remembers when you neglect it. And Leonard Nimoy narrates.
Yes. Yes, I do remember this. It was very the meaning of life kind of coded with the imagery.
That's insane imagery on this thing too, man. This thing looks like a fucking fever dream. This is crazy.
Because you have your Tomogachis and you have your Neopets or your Nintendogs or whatever. You have your virtual pets. That's a thing. This is just a strange one. This is just a weird one.
Oh man. And there's like mating in this game too. Gross.
Who wouldn't want to fuck this thing?
Oh man, that's a terrifying thing.
This is better than the classic interpretation of a mermaid. There ain't got nothing for me to do nothing with. This is good.
I'll take this. I can work with this. You know,
my issue with a mermaid is not that there's not enough fish. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? They always say there's plenty of fish in the sea, but
I'd like more.
There's only one
fish
for me.
And face only.
Yeah, please. Yeah. So that also very coded to the year 2000. And we're talking about old ancient shit.
A lot of Dreamcast representation.
Yeah. So far, yes. Now we're gonna move on to the GameCube from 2002. A game called Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem. If that isn't a Japanese anime title, I don't know what is. But in this game, you have a sanity meter, and at some point, it causes your game to fake delete your save file. And at some point, it mutes your TV. And then at some point, it pretends to blue screen. And so it's all intentional to basically like panic players and create this fourth wall destruction, which is
that's interesting because there was
basically
a
being
lot
a
of
troll
stuff back
to your
then
players.
That like Kojima would do in like Metal Gear, like having to plug the controller into the second player controller port, or like I don't know, just stuff like that.
Yeah.
That you can't really do today. Like things just aren't really hardwired the same way, and you can't just like code onto a disc or a ROM to like turn the Xbox off. Like Microsoft wouldn't let you do that now.
Right.
And I mean, like Undertale got away with it, and that's like the most recent game in my memory where like near the end of Undertale, the antagonist will like delete your save. But I don't even know how that works on like console.
Right.
I know it works on PC. It like opens a command prompt on your computer, but like I don't know how it works on like Xbox or Switch or whatever.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting mechanic, especially because this is a survival horror game too. This game, so to know that all of a sudden you fake delete your save file, or your TV just gets muted, or it pretends to blue screen. I guess because if it's dealing with the idea of like what's real and what's making you sane, I think that's interesting, but also goddamn.
How many kids were like disassociating playing this game? Like, what? Oh, my TV turned off. What the heck?
Oh my God.
I love that the number one thing outside of the Wikipedia page is r/GameCube Sanity's Requiem in 2023, a game that has not aged well.
Question mark. Yeah, it's fucking 21 years old, dude. If you look at any of the screenshots, it's like, yeah, this looks like it came from 2002. Like, barely. It's probably PS1 era.
Looks like a GameCube game.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't look great, man. Yeah, no, it hasn't aged well. Okay. And you brought up Metal Gear Solid, which was I remember this specifically. I remember my brother playing this, and there's a character named Psycho Mantis, and at one point it read the memory card and like made comments on some of the other games, and I was like
to play Castlevania.
He's like, I see you playing John Madden 90. Like you like John Madden.
You're playing NBA Street.
Yeah, and it tells you to put in put your controller on the floor, and then it makes it vibrate, and then you have to switch controller ports to beat them. I think that's really creative. Idea to be like, let's think outside of just the game. Let's get to the hardware and see what you can do to beat this guy. I think that's really, really interesting.
I love getting to the hardware.
I'm down, like in a lot of ways, to kind of break the fourth wall in those ways, especially nowadays with games. Like it feels,
and
like
not
it's
in
really
like a Deadpool way. I don't need somebody to Jim Halpert at me and be like, you playing the game too. I bet you probably smell like shit. No, I know that already. I don't need the game to tell me that. But again, to go back to like Undertale, being like, the dialogue is like, by the way, I've corrupted your save. So if you try to like close out of the game to go back and like do this differently, you can't. Like, that's okay, crazy, so that's cool. That's cool and freaky.
That's crazy. And I like it because also that raises the stakes, right? Like if you're like, oh, you're gonna try and save scum, good luck, motherfucker.
You can't.
We thought about that.
You can close the game and you'll come right back to me. And that's it.
I love it. I like that. It's like everything you've done. Hope you're happy with it because you're locked in now, buddy. There's another one. I've never heard of this one. It's called Facade. It's a PC game from 2005. And an AI couple therapy. It's an AI couple therapy simulator where you type anything and a married couple reacts in real time. Apparently the fastest path to getting kicked out of their apartment is typing Melon. So that'll get you booted out of there. But I've never heard of this before, but boy, does it sound...
This is goofy.
It sounds very, very interesting. And it looks...
It looks
the
really
drawings
silly.
of these people is pretty crazy. So I'm seeing some images where their eyes are going the wild way. But yeah, it's wild. And I think that's pretty cool for the time, right? 2005. Talking about like what's possible with AI and interacting with them.
Right.
You know? It's an interactive drama, which I think is pretty cool.
Have you ever played a text-based RPG?
I used to play a MUD, if you're familiar with MUDs from the way back whens. I used to play one. It's still around somehow. It's called Crimson Mud 2. I also played. There were kind of games that were like the next level beyond that. I played some Indiana Jones games that were kind of text based. Not really. They had more visual stuff, but it was based on the same thing where you had to go to a room, try to look around, kind of point and clicks and things like that, which I thought were interesting.
Yeah.
But I've done some things like that are kind of similar.
Because I always thought that premise was interesting too, of like, and I mean any game really where like you type or like you are putting what your thought is into a thing. And I always thought the text-based RPG was like an interesting gaming genre, just out of like, yeah, I mean, if you don't have to put all of your budget into graphics and mechanics, like what kind of world building and storytelling can you do? If you trust your player enough to have the imagination to see your vision and do what they want to do.
It's very interesting because I especially remember in the MUD that I played, there were certain things that like the game did not hold your hand at all. The game was like brutal. There's death trap. It's very D&D based. I realize now after playing D&D and I went back and played it, I'm like, oh shit, this is all D&D shit. But like there'd be just death traps. You walk into a room, it's like, you're dead. I'm like, what? How would I know that? You wouldn't. You just walk in, you're dead. But there's also situations where you have to go in and you have to be able to like learn from people that's like, you can actually go up here, but it doesn't tell you that. But you have to, if you read or whatever, there's certain mechanics you have to do to sometimes unlock pathways that take you someplace else. And a lot of it's just, from stuff that people built and whatever. And it's interesting, but I do appreciate the idea of like, if you read what's on the screen and you see there's like a little clue, you can interact with that clue and that could give you something else to work with. And those, again, we're talking, people who play MMOs now are just like, go to the quest guy goes, go right here on your map. Right here is where you're going to go, and then you're going to be good. And you think back to some of these older games where it's like, yeah, go to the forest to the west. You're like, cool, which one? It's like, fucking figure it out. You're on a quest. You go and you're like, what am I looking for? It's like, fucking figure it out, dude. And you just had to figure it out. And they did not hold your hand. There were no markers. There was nothing. You just had to go and do it. And it was interesting stuff. So I agree. I respect the text-based sort of stuff, and in some respect this game too, even though I've never played it. I find it fascinating where it's like, let's see what you can do with these people, type Melon and see what happens.
We just got a couple people in here. Have fun.
Have fun, man. Now this next one is, I read a whole breakdown on Reddit about it because I had never heard of it, and I was like, I got to understand what the hell this is. So this is a game that came out. It's a browser game that came out in 2012, and it's called Frog Fractions. Are you familiar with this?
I am.
I have never heard of this before, and it blew my goddamn mind as to what this is. So it appears to be a boring educational math game about fractions until it's not. I will read a quick synopsis of what happens in this game. So you're a frog, you kill flies with your tongue. The score is based on fractions those bugs bear. Nothing about its presentation, title, website, early gameplay, etc. would indicate otherwise. After each round, you unlock an upgrade like lock-on targeting. Then you unlock the ability to remove lock-on targeting. then lock on targeting again, and then unlock the ability to remove it again, and then start getting other kind of weird upgrades. Then things start slowly derailing into an utterly bizarre adventure about boring people to death in the real sport of boxing and bribing your way out of space jail to become the president of Bug Mars, only to destroy its economy while funding your interspecies porn production. At times, it plays end credits and then just keeps going, and every 5 minutes, it's totally swapped genre, breaking the graphics to become a text adventure, then becoming a rhythm dance game, then a visual novel, and then a shoot 'em up, then a business simulator. At times, the game enters unwinnable or misleading gameplay, transforming you into a human during a nightmare segments, or waiting for you to buy the upgrade represented by a cannot buy upgrade button. And that to me is wild, because that's either going to hit hard or it's going to miss hard. There's no in between. Because if you're playing it, you're like, this is getting kind of weird, and then it just goes crazy, and you're just kind of like, I got to see what happens next. And the fact that there is something next is wild.
I watched a video essay about it at one point. Like, it just came up. I've never played it myself, but it would be so much fun to get a friend high and then just tell them to play it and then just watch and see.
Dude, I
bet
happens. You're not good at fractions.
I bet you're
I'm the best
at
at fractions. I'm so good at fractions. I'm like, oh yeah, prove to me how good you are. I'm gonna pull up this game and then just watch them for the next 4 hours as they're like, what's happening?
Whoa.
What I love about this too, fun piece of lore, is that the game was so successful that a sequel was announced.
Kickstarted.
To be a bigger and fuller game. But to maintain the same sense of bafflement and surprise, the developer said that the sequel would not be titled Frog Fractions 2. It would not be marketed as a weird game, and its release would not be announced. The idea was that any new game you found could hypothetically be Frog Fractions 2, and you wouldn't know it until things started getting really insane about a half hour in. So for a long time, any new game that showed up on Steam, people would be like, is this Frog Fractions 2? And apparently, this was 10 years ago, it was discovered to be hidden inside a game called Glitter Mitten Grove. And it's a game about managing a magical fairy society. If you access a certain door within the game, which takes a while to get to, it starts a weird series of events that turns out to be Frog Fractions 2. So Glitter Mitten Grove exists as its own game. It just happens to also be the vessel they chose to embed Frog Fractions 2. That is good. Fucking amazing. Like, unbelievable. Like, I love it because that is a developer and a community who understand each other. Like, they understand what this is and they're here for it. And that brings joy to my heart when people are like, I got you. You understand me, I understand you. Let's fucking hide this game inside another game. And everyone will be like, is this Frog Fractions 2? That's crazy. I love it. So good. All right. Let me find another one here. Let's see here. Oh, this one's great. I've heard of this one. Doki Doki Literature Club.
Yep. Yeah.
2017 PC game. It presents itself as a cute anime dating sim. Then it starts deleting character files from your hard drive as part of the horror. So, yeah, I think you have to decide which characters you delete to get different endings, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's how it works.
There was a lot going on with that game, especially at the time. I mean, because replaying it with like corrupted saves, knowing command prompts, and like being able to go in and edit like code in the game was a thing. That was one that I was like, yeah, I don't need to play this. I'll just watch somebody else do all that. But that was an interesting one. I mean, mechanically, it kind of just was a text sim, like, or just like a dating sim, whatever. But then it did get into that, like, as we were talking about earlier, with like the meta stuff of like, hey, you got to go root around your game files and like, it gets weird.
Yeah.
And that's cool.
Yeah. No, I appreciate stuff like that where all of a sudden, again, you're breaking the fourth wall a little bit. And it's like, hey, choose which character save you want to delete. You're like, what? If you're going to delete this character out of the story, you're like, when you have to pick one, you're like, huh? What? This is crazy. You know, I think that's really interesting. One that I think that I own and was gifted to me, and I have yet to play, and I've heard nothing but good things, is Disco Elysium.
Yeah.
Came out in 2019. And
same.
I know this is like a role-playing game, and there are inner voices that argue in your head, and so like your skills actually can cause havoc for you. So like your electrochemistry skill will beg you to do drugs, and your inland empire hallucinates, and you can actually fail a skill check trying to get out of bed. So I hear it's wild.
That's very
Have
good.
You played that one?
I have not. That has been on my list. That's on my short list of like indie games, indie darlings that I never got around to. Along with like Obra Dinn, and previously Undertale and Deltarune. There were like some of those games that I just passed by for other things, or they never went cheap enough on sale for me to get. But that's definitely one that I've heard from a lot of people is like one of the best types of that game that's out there, and I very much want to get to that sometime.
Again, I almost positive I own it because I think Seth speaks so highly of that game.
Yeah,
and I think he may have got it for me as a gift. Either he or my brother did. I can't remember.
Failing a skill check, getting out of bed reminds me of not a video game, but old school TTRPG. I
do own it.
Traveler, which is a sci-fi TTRPG, but you can die in character creation. While you're making your character, you progress your character from adolescence to adulthood, and you can even push it to senior, or you could get drafted to the war and die at war before you get a chance to actually play the character.
Wow.
And that stuff is so fun to me. Just like the mundane stuff that just builds character and world building and stuff. Because you could then make a different character who like maybe knew your character, and then that's like lore that you can bake into your campaign or your world. And that stuff is so much fun.
I love the idea of looking at something that's a strength, but also has a crippling weakness to it. Like the idea of being so incredibly smart, but that comes with its own consequences. Like maybe you cannot socially identify with people, right? Like, or maybe it gives you crippling anxiety because you understand things so well. You maybe get a cynical view on life. So because you understand how things are, maybe you're like, everything breaks. And so you're like, relationships are pointless. And so like, something like that, just, it creates havoc. Or the idea, like I said, like you get, some skills in this game. And it's like, cool. Now you kind of want to do drugs because the skill's so high. It's like, oh, this could be bad, which I find absolutely fascinating. I think that's so interesting. So, all right, I'm going to do one more. I've never heard of this.
Okay.
But WarioWare, from Game Boy Advance 2003.
Yeah.
Never heard of this, but it's micro games that last 5 seconds each.
Yeah.
The instructions are one word, and you have to decode what it's even asking you to do while doing it. And it's
WarioWare rules.
I've never heard of it. That's crazy. So you played it?
Yeah. There's been a handful of these games, and it's just, you have like it'll say move, and you're just like in a desert, and then it's like, okay, and then within the 5 seconds, like a giant foot will come down and like crush your player character if you don't move out of the way. It's like, okay, or it'll be like, don't move, and there'll be like you'll be on like a bedroom and a desk or whatever, and then like this character will come in, and if you are moving, she'll see you, and like you'll lose. It's a lot of fun. I mean, I think the most recent one came out just 2 or 3 years ago.
Wow.
And my first exposure to it was in Smash Bros. Because there was a couple actually WarioWare levels that were like, okay, so you have the main stage that you're fighting on, but then throughout the battle, you'll go into one of these mini games, and you have to like do the mini game while you're also trying to fight everybody else.
Interesting.
And that was enough to like get me to engage with the franchise, because it was cool. It's a very fun, silly kind of thing that you can just kind of get lost in for a little while and then put it down.
It's all fun and games until it says don't come, and then
I'd lose.
You tell me that, I'm going to lose. So
I'm going to lose every time. 100% of the time I'll come 100% of the time.
That's right. So you heard it. Well, thanks for exploring that with me. That was so much fun to kind of like go through. And I'm thrilled that you actually have some like points of reference for the stuff too, because a lot of these I looked at, I'm like, I've never heard of this.
Well, the one that I had texted you or I told you about was the first thing that popped in my mind was QWOP, which was the browser based game, where it's QW and OP, and QW are your like arms that just like shift your weight, and OP are your legs, and you have to just fumble around to get to the finish line as like this marathon runner. See how far you get. That was like so funny. I'm like, oh yeah, that's just like, and I think a game came out recently called Baby Steps. That's like kind of the same thing, but 3D, where you're just like this baby man, and you have to like, it's just like a walking simulator, but the walking is the game mechanic. Right? Yeah, it's like interesting. What this goofy like. Walking. Dude, I
spent a lot of time on QWOP, unfortunately.
Normally it's just left stick forward or W or whatever. It's like, no, you gotta, walking is the game.
And there was another one on here. I think it was Surgeon Simulator, trying to control 5 fingers. There's Keep Talking Nobody Explodes. I did some early streams with that. That one's fantastic, where one person has the plans to dismantle a bomb, the other person is looking at the bomb. You have to communicate to try and disarm it, which is so much fun. There is also Superhot, which I know is like basically
super hot.
Time only moves when you move. So
Superhot in VR is like is honestly one of the best VR games.
I heard that the VR version borders on Transcendent.
It's very good,
which is cool. There's one called I Am Bread. It's got QWOP energy, where you basically are bread trying to get to toast. You try to get toasted. So lots of good stuff in there. So let us know, what are some weird or fun game mechanics that you've experienced or you know about that either made a game great or made it awful? We'd love to know. YouTube.com/MindGapPodcast. Drop a comment or hit us up in our Discord. Link is down below. We'd love to hear all about that. All right, Noah, it is now time to move on to our game segment, and I'm so excited because once again, we get to play The Verdict, which is our Letterboxd game where I go and I cull some reviews from Letterboxd. If you're not familiar, it is a site where anybody can go and just watch a movie and then leave their review of it. And some of them are wild and crazy reviews. And what I like to do is pull them, read them, and have you guess how many stars you think the movie is based on the review, and then also try to guess the movie. So
amazing.
Just we're having fun here. Nothing too crazy, nothing too good, but just get a good dose of the internet and how they like to view movies. So all right. Are you ready for the first one?
I am.
All right. This it's kind of vague until you know what it is. And then you'll get it. If only we knew who made it. How many stars?
If only we knew who made it.
Mm-hmm.
That seems like high praise.
Mm-hmm.
Because it seems like they like it. They just don't know who made it. Yeah. I'm going to say 4 stars.
It is 3 stars, so you're in the right ballpark. Now you want to guess what movie it is.
If only we knew who to... Are they talking... This is rhetorical, but are they talking about who made it as in production? Because I think we do know, but so I'm thinking it has to be within the story. Who made it? Like, who made it out? Were they escaping something and it's left ambiguous? I'm going to say Titanic.
Oh, okay. Fair. Good one. It's actually Lee Cronin's The Mummy.
Okay.
I saw that. I was like, that's really funny. All right. Next one. Top Gun Maverick for Gay Men and Your Mom. How many stars?
2.5.
It's actually 4.5 stars.
Okay. Top Gun Maverick.
Top Gun Maverick for Gay Men and Your Mom.
And your mom.
Kind of makes sense when you know what it is.
Have I seen this movie?
Probably not. It's a recent release, so I don't know.
It's a recent release.
Mm-hmm.
Captain America: Brave New World.
Great guess. It's actually The Devil Wears Prada 2.
Oh, no, I haven't seen The Devil Wears Prada 1. My wife really wants to see it, but we have to watch the first one first.
Yeah. So apparently this is Top Gun Maverick for Gay Men and Your Mom. So I'm like, that sounds accurate. All right, moving on to our next one. So it's okay to sing along during Wicked, but if I start biting people during this movie, I'm in the wrong. Interesting.
Is this a 4-star burger?
It's a 4-star burger.
Let's go. I mean, is this? I can't remember what it's called. Is it Renfield, the new Nicolas Cage vampire?
That is a great guess. It's Nosferatu.
Okay, I was thinking that it had to be vampire adjacent, but I didn't know if we were going new or old.
Yeah, I love that. They're just like, oh, you can sing during Wicked, but if I just go around biting people, I'm in the wrong. Okay. Oh, very good. All right, I think you're gonna get this one. Here we go. Calling yourself Long Legs as a serial killer is so cunty, low key. Like, what if I went by the big fat juicy booty strangler?
Well, I'm assuming that it's Long Legs.
You are correct. How many stars?
2.
3.5.
I didn't care for that movie.
I know you didn't care for that. I heard so many negative reviews for it that I'm like, I'll get around to it whenever I get around to it. Yeah.
They're making a second one.
Wow. Okay. I have to say that whole marketing campaign for that movie was absolutely fascinating and got everyone on board. And then people were sad.
I was strict.
All right, here we go. Next one. Divas in long dresses gossiping with each other, trying to snatch a win. This is basically RuPaul's Drag Race. How many stars do you think this movie is?
5.
4 stars.
Okay. Can you read it again?
This is divas in long dresses gossiping with each other, trying to snatch a win. This is basically RuPaul's Drag Race.
God, I don't know. Is it the new Downton Abbey?
Good guess. It's Conclave.
Oh, damn. No, they're right.
I know, right? They're right. I'm like, God damn it, that's funny. That's good.
I gave Conclave a 3.5.
I thought I was probably 3 for me. Like I
enjoyed
honestly could do without more of Ray Fiennes breathing. His breathing, the audio on that was the
best part.
I'm like, okay, all right. Pentultimate one here. Here we go. Okay. Historically inaccurate film. All of my Barbies used to scissor. How many stars?
It's 4.
5 stars.
Barbie?
It's Barbie.
I was like, this could be like Dunkirk.
Right. It's like, it could be. I was like, it's kind of ambiguous in a sense of like, hold on now. Like, there's Barbies and other things, but yeah, it is Barbie. Here you go. All right, last one. Here we go. Calling it Glass Onion is such a coward's way to avoid calling it Chives Out.
That's a 3-star review.
It is a 3 stars.
Yeah. That is obviously Glass Onion.
It is
not
Glass
Knives
Onion.
Out Mystery.
Yeah, right.
Working full title. God, I can't believe they did that. That's so funny.
I was like, that's good stuff right there. So I was like, I'm willing to give that one away because the joke is
hold on. I want to do one for you.
Okay. Give me
one of mine. So this is a review that I wrote.
All right, let's go.
Okay. Let me see here. I got to find a good one. Oh, that's not what I expected Josh to look like.
Oh, it's not what I expected Josh to look like. I'm going to say that sounds like a 3-star.
It's a 4.5 star.
Okay. All right. Josh. Who do I know? Is it Josh Hartnett? Is it so this is what it feels like because I don't need to overthink.
This is what it feels like.
It's not the point to overthink. It was like, Josh, who's Josh? Josh who? So this is what Josh looks like. Is that what the review was?
Yeah, that's not what I expected Josh to look like.
Josh. I don't know who Josh is. I'm gonna say I don't know of any Josh. I'm gonna say Sin City.
This is one battle after another.
Who's Josh?
Josh is just one of the guys that he talks to on the phone. That's in the rebellion.
Oh, he's the guy that's like gatekeeping him. You're right. That's not what I thought he looks like at all.
Yeah, this guy sounds like a bitch, and then it's like an old guy.
Yeah, it sounds like a young dude. Whatever. It's like no, he's got like a full beard. 100% accurate. I agree with that review. That's not what I thought. I was like, oh, okay, this guy's not what I thought.
Great movie though. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was a great movie. Totally agree. Awesome. Thank you for giving me a taste of my own medicine. I love that. That was excellent. So good. All right. As we wrap up, as always, Noah, what do you got to recommend this week?
Fucking Casino Royale. Shit is really good.
Great
honestly,
movie.
you don't have to watch any of the other Daniel Craig Bonds. None of them are as good, but Casino Royale is one of the best movies as far as like an action flick goes that I think I've ever seen.
Yeah. I'm not a huge James Bond fan, and I enjoyed Casino Royale. So.
I liked it when he got his nuts swung on by a
that was a rough one to watch. Mads Mikkelsen's like, I got your balls, boy. It's pretty
and
cool.
He said harder, literally.
Yeah. that's guy's got some
That movie was really gay, and I loved it.
I'm gonna recommend, because by the time this comes out, this will be out. I'm gonna recommend Potion Seller's new album,
Peace,
Buzzard,
Shelly.
coming out. It should be out now as you're listening to it. So check it out wherever you get your music. They've already released a couple of great songs. Irish Exit, Sniper Rifle, fantastic. It's from what I've heard so far, it's fantastic.
I've heard the whole thing. It's pretty good.
Go check it out. Check out their YouTube. Check out Spotify if you use that demented place, and then also Apple Music.
Spotify, Bandcamp, Apple Music, SoundCloud, maybe. I don't know.
Show your support. They're great. Austin's awesome, and the band is great. So recommend it.
BrainSynthesizer.com for merch and physicals.
How about that? Let's get physicals. Am I right?
Let's get physicals.
Let's get physicals. Gang, thanks so much for hanging out with us. We appreciate you as always. Check us out at youtube.com/MindGapPodcast. Hit the like and subscribe button. Leave us a comment on anything we chatted about. It helps with the algorithm, helps us feel seen. I check all the comments. So, be kind if you can, or if you don't want to.
Or don't.
I'll be there. Or just don't. Whatever. It's up to you.
Be mean, but be mean directed towards me. I can take it.
Yeah. I guess, maybe. Also check links in the description for links to our Discord, links to our merch, links to our Patreon. And then, of course, share us around. Sharing is caring. Anywhere you listen to podcasts, if you're listening on the audio side, you can get that, and then rate and review while you're there, and just share us around. Let people know we exist, because we'd greatly appreciate that. So with that being said, Noah, thank you so much for being here. You are a wonderful guest. It's always great to have you here to talk about just about anything, and I appreciate you, buddy.
Happy to have been here. Thank you.
Also,
Doug.
What do you? Where can people find you? I totally
I'm
forgot that part.
Gunchpot on everything. Gunchpot, Instagram, Blue Sky, YouTube for Dragon Ball Classic Abridged.
Yes.
Twitch for gaming, and TikTok for TikTok stuff.
Yes. Go check him out. Watch him live stream. It's a
Letterboxd is the big one, though.
Letterboxd as well. So check him out wherever he is. So, gang, thank you so much for listening. We love you, and have a dandy fucking week.
Mind Gap Podcast.